Washington, D.C. breaks record for season snow total. Washington, D.C. breaks all-time record for total snowfall with 54.9 inches. Worst winter ever? The second blizzard in less than a week buried the most populous stretch of the East Coast under nearly a foot of snow Wednesday, breaking records for the snowiest winter and demoralizing millions of people still trying to dig out from the previous storm. Conditions in the nation's capital were so bad that even plows were advised to get off the roads, and forecasters were eyeing a third storm that could be brewing for next week. So far, some 100 million people have been affected. For many families, the first storm was a fun weekend diversion. People even went skiing past Washington's monuments. But Wednesday's blizzard quickly became a serious safety concern. The Pennsylvania governor shut down some highways and warned that people who drove were risking their lives. "I've seen enough," said Bill Daly, 57, as gusts of wind and snow lashed his face in Arlington, Virginia, where streets were nearly empty just a few days after people had been playing in the snow. Old-timers talk about a storm that blew through Washington in 1922, collapsing the roof on the Knickerbocker Theater and killing more than 90 people. Now, their great-great-grandchildren will be able to describe the back-to-back blizzards of 2010 that has set records for the snowiest winters ever in Washington, Baltimore, and Philadelphia, among other places. Up to 16 inches fell in parts of western Maryland. Reagan National Airport outside Washington had nearly 10 inches by 2 p.m. and Baltimore got nearly a foot. The previous records for snowiest winters were 62.5 inches in Baltimore in 1995 to 96 and 54.4 inches in Washington in 1898 to 99. As of Wednesday afternoon, Baltimore had 72.3 inches and Reagan had 54.9. National Weather Service said 14 inches of snow was recorded at Philadelphia International Airport. That brought the total to 70.3 inches for the season, topping the previous record of 65.5 inches in 1995 to 96 in Ramsey, New Jersey as of 5 p.m. 14 inches had fallen during the latest storm. Very treacherous roads. In Pennsylvania, the governor closed large stretches of 4 major highways because the second major snowstorm in less than a week was making travel just too risky. "For your safety, do not drive," the governor said. "You will risk your life and potentially the lives of others if you get stuck on highways or any other road." Interstate 80 in central Pennsylvania was closed for much of the day after some 25 vehicles were involved in 2 separate pileups. Elsewhere in the region, airports in Washington canceled all flights, while Philadelphia's airport had limited service. Airlines canceled hundreds of flights at New York area airports, and the city school system's 1.1 million students enjoyed a snow day, only the third in 6 years. In Chicago, airlines canceled more than 300 flights, mostly to East Coast destinations. New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg said it cost taxpayers approximately $1 million for each inch that fell. Heavy snow collapsed part of the roof and a wall at a Smithsonian Institution storage building. in Maryland. D.C. takes the week off in the Washington area. The storms have kept some workers and students home for the better part of a week. Some 230,000 federal workers in Washington have been off since Friday afternoon when the first storm began. The U.S. House announced it was scrapping the rest of its work week. Several hearings and meetings in Congress and federal agencies were postponed, including one planned to address Toyota's massive recalls. But the effects of the federal government's closure were small, since approximately 85% of federal employees work outside the Washington region. An IRS spokeswoman said tax returns should not be affected. Many thousands remained without power from the last storm in parts of western Pennsylvania, Maryland, and other areas. Utilities said deep snow was hindering some crews trying to fix damaged power lines, even before Tuesday's storm had arrived. In New York, people trudged over slushy sidewalks in boots, parkas, and scarves. But many people were just ready for the ordeal to end. And again, these were massive snowstorms, at least for that area or part of the United States. One snowstorm after another, with unusually high snow totals. Already, many places have broken the record for the season. Change can happen rapidly or quickly, and these are more signs of the end times, transition days. Real change must happen. It must happen for the better, quickly, because there is a transition going on all around the world, and there are many signs happening day by day.